when we see like a climate crisis, most of the people thinking, oh, this is the government job, or this is the NGO's job, or this is only the activist world. But actually, I believe like with this complicated issue, global, yeah. For me, it's like a more personally, yeah. From the beginning, Navicula, music is not just entertainment, but also can become a media, popular media for this value. I believe like art is not just about aesthetic, yeah. Art also can be a powerful media to deliver something that's something that we care. What is related to the nowadays climate issue is Indonesia is the top 10 of a country that contribute carbon emission.
Scoopy gang, welcome to the new week. And of course, as I said on the reel yesterday, too much, I'm DJ. This is Mr. Halim.
Hello everyone.
The DJ is in the house again.
Welcome back. Thank you.
Welcome back. And we have the Robi, one of the very famous musicians in Indonesia. And he's working so much towards sustainability. We'd love to have you here, bro.
Thank you for having me here. And I bring my friends, Ruli.
The best guitarist in Indonesia.
Luthier, a guitar maker.
Guitar maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luthier.
Oh,
From
said it in the wrong way.
RNL.
Yeah.
Of course, if you make a guitar, you can play guitar too.
Yeah,
right?
but imagine so, yeah.
Otherwise, you don't know how it sounds.
He knows it looks good.
Aesthetically.
How many girls he got when you were like doing it in the beginnings? So how are you, bro?
Good. Yeah, good. Life is good. Cannot complain.
Cannot complain.
Yeah.
I see you played in a Suara festival.
Yeah, last weekend. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it's like I love that festival visually and also the value that they bring. Like it's like all the design, all the idea behind it. It's like how to combine art and then sustainable design. It just seems like all the value that me and my band Navicula, combining art, music, and something like a message, like a value, like a sustainability, like a ecology, or any informal education. I don't want to sound like a preachy.
It was very refreshing for a festival like that in Bali,
Yeah. It's good. And then there is a sense of Bali is a melting pot, and then it's like an international, like a multi-diverse cultural from everywhere, and then in one spot. And then when Indonesia say, oh, this is the festival in Bali, and then Suara Festival this is so diverse.
Yeah. I heard that recently, but also that festival is mainly towards sustainability. It's like that's what I want to know, because I haven't been to the festival. I heard people going, and also when I spoke to him, he mentioned that, and I saw you playing in it. So what is the main goal of the festival?
The Suara Festival?
Yeah.
I should interview the people from Suara Festival. Me as the collaborator in that, I mean, it's like this is the second year. They start last year, and then they invite me to play, and then because Navicula, okay. And then Brian used to work in the Bali Spirit Festival before, which is actually I also work in Bali Spirit Festival for 8 years since since the day zero. So it's kind of like the same crowd, same vibe, same people that I know. And then the guy who doing the sound, Anom Antida, my old friend, is involved there. So of course, that kind of network. Navicula this year. Okay. Yeah. Beside of the music, also the message that Navicula talk about is same value with the Suara Festival. And also, beside of Navicula, they invite me to be a speaker in one panel discussion in the afternoon. We play at last that night, like 10 p.m., 10:45 p.m. at night. But in the daytime, I also speak, talking about the latest project that I involved, which is combining music and activism. A new project called Iklim.
Okay.
And Iklim is like trying to. It's very simple idea behind Iklim is how to share a boring issue. Like, you know, nobody want to talk about climate change. It's like climate crisis or ecology. Is heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a heavy
And
topic.
also nowadays it's like so many distraction of the media. Somebody believe it, somebody not, or somebody believe in the environmental action but not believe about so many, you know, it's many narrative behind it one. I mean, it's like that's healthy because everybody can put their thought. I mean, freedom of thinking, and then see this issue from so many perspective. What I believe a part of this thing is like how just I believe in music, I believe in art, I care about this issue. I love art, I love music, but I care about the social and ecology issue, and then how to combining it, how to bring this serious issue into the mainstream or popular platform.
How are you guys planning to bring that to help climate crisis with music?
I don't know. I mean, it's like it's a big issue. Yeah, I don't want to. This is like not only a job. When we see like a climate crisis, most of the people thinking, oh, this is the government job, or this is the NGO's job, or this is only the activist world.
Yeah.
But actually, I believe like with this complicated issue, global, yeah, what we can do as the people that care. For me, it's like a more personally, yeah, from the beginning, Navicula care about this issue, using the platform that we love music, yeah, but we care about the social ecology. But like time by time, then especially when I have kid, I have daughter, then this reels become more related to me. Like in the beginning, maybe I think, oh, this is cool, you know, like Johnny Mitchell make Greenpeace with a concert, or John Lennon bringing hundreds of people protesting the anti-war Vietnam War that time, and Rage Against the Machine, or in Australia Midnight Oil. Inspired by this kind of action, and music is not just entertainment but also can become a media, popular media for this value. So I believe like art is not just about aesthetic. Art also can be a powerful media to deliver something that's something that we care. So how music can change, actually I don't know. I don't have any monitoring or evaluation or measurement how to make it, how significant is it. But I'm inspired by all the musicians that bring in this issue, and this is like a run estafette, they passing the baton. I do this because I got inspired, and hopefully if I do this, our audience can copying it, make it something, hopefully make it better than we do. So actually it's just passing the baton of the spirit. And then when I have kid, back again, this issue is more related to me because I want is make us more responsible. Oh, what kind of environment that we want to pass to our kid. And the only I know is everybody can be involved, can be care. If you politician, if you activist, if you musician, artist, you can do your passion using it. This one. Think global but act local with the way that we know.
Well, can you tell us about at the concert you pulled out a sign? You were pulling out a sign out there. Can you tell us about it?
In the Suara Festival?
Yeah.
Suara Festival is Rhythm Rebel do that.
Okay.
Rhythm Rebel is part of the Iklim movement too. We working with some musicians, Rhythm Rebels, and Reza, Barasuara, Tuan 13, Iksan Scooter, Firsa Bersari, you know, just join, and VOB, Voice of Baceprot, you know, the metal band, the girls, they wearing hijab, and then they bring like a badass metal. And then from Bali, like a Rhythm Rebel, and Made Maud, and Kai Mata. And I mean, Iklim is mostly about a music project that bring this issue. And I don't know, this is still a new thing. This is part of the actually a global music declares in UK.
Music declares
emergency. Yes, it's like been happening last year. It's like Tom York there from Radiohead, and Tom Morello, Billie Eilish, Arcade Fire, Fatboy Slim, Robin. There's so many musicians. join this cause. And then few years ago, they contacting us, hey, how if you can make it something in Indonesia, something like this one. But it was pandemic, our priority is different, we cannot get a fund. And now slowly, step by step, we got friends that care, and then we have kind of like resources now to make it happen in Indonesia. It just launched a month ago on the Earth Day on the 22nd of April. It's still new, so we will find out. We work with festival to make it like less waste possible, less carbon emission possible, and trying to find a way and then collaborator to measure the carbon emission, how to do the offsetting. Hey, we trying our best to make the carbon less, but we still, it's very difficult, I know. So, but we can measure like how much the carbon that we use, and then trying to integrate it other organization that doing the carbon offset to make it as possible carbon neutral. And Suara Festival is actually our first experiment festival. The Iklim first partner, and then Suara Festival is our like experiment. First collaborator in the experiment, and we plan to do it in so many festivals to come.
I hope it gets successful, and I mean, I would love to have that clip, and I can also post it on Scoopy Gang if I can help them a little bit, you know. But like in your 26 years journey, right, to Navicula, when did you realize you need to focus on sustainability? Did you like do it in the first few years of the Navicula?
It's happened step by step, From the beginning, when Navicula happens, the concept is already there, because of course, when you create your own song in very beginning, you're still thinking, what's the concept of my art? So it's happened naturally. Maybe because at the time when I was still teenager, I already start involved to be a volunteer in some organization, and I think, at the time in Bali or Indonesia, it's not so many people talking about this issue, but I'm interested in this issue. Maybe it's a good concept, At the time, it's like, because I think it's cool. And also maybe naturally because I grew up from a Bali farming family, farmer, And then since teenager, I already involved in, I got my school pocket money from doing a coffee harvest with my grandpa up in the mountain in Tabanan. So I introduced with this kind of traditional sustainable farming technique. So maybe it's because of that kind of environment that I grow into, and then it's become, I care about this issue, I love this issue, and then slowly it's become your natural pathway. And then when you make a band, then you're talking about something that you love, right? About sustainable agriculture. And then I got scholarship also to join a permaculture course with your brother, with Ali, like before. So I'm an international certified permaculture designer, and I got scholarship to learn about agroecology with Vandana Siva in India. And I mean, it's like naturally, it's like you doing that one, and then you develop your skill and knowledge and network, then that the world that you're going to. And when you make a band, you're talking about this issue. So it's kind of like it looks like doing a lot, but actually it's in the same
zone,
spirit, And then when you bringing that issue to the politic, and then I got scholarship again, doing the politics and integrity in the Haag University in Netherlands. And then, 26 years Navicula, we still bringing this issue. But when we're talking about environment, it's not only one part, It's not just about plastic issue or deforestation or coal or pollution. It's become integrated.
So whole ecosystem,
and then we become going to the at least strongly related to the politics a bit, or the corruption issue a bit, and the curriculum in the school, because we believe like this issue need to be teach in the elementary school, and then he become integrated. That's why it's like it looks so complicated, and we're trying to make it more sexy with rock and roll.
It's hard for me. It's hard to understand the sustainability. People are trying so hard to even ban the plastic, but
single-use plastic, not all plastic.
But even you can't ban that anymore. People are using it still. I get food in my plastic cover. I'm like, it's hard plastic. Like the food inside is plastic. I'm like, how do I eat this? Like I'm eating plastic. Yeah. It's like, so I don't know. Do you think it's going to be helping whatever you guys are doing in a little way, at least?
I don't know. It's like naturally, especially people now, it's easy to be skeptic. Like this is too big, everything. But talking about plastic is because like a few years ago, we just released a film called Pulau Plastic Island, and it's in Netflix right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You can watch it on Netflix. Still on the Netflix global, not only Netflix Indonesia. In the spirit of the film is not shaming and blaming. Like we all part of this messed up. But we believe like the change is only happen if there is a serious collaboration between government, corporate, and then community and the people. Yeah. If you seriously agree about everybody know like okay, we believe the solution is reduce, reuse, recycle. But that's it. But what is the meaning of reduce? It's meaning like a serious regulation to audit what kind of plastic is harm the environment, like a single-use plastic, then make a regulation and then implementing the regulation, which is actually Bali already released the regulation on the 2018. But because of pandemic, everybody forgot about it. But the regulation is already there, and after the regulation, what is the government need to do? Is the implementing the regulation. Which is actually step by step. Bali now some temple already ban the single-use plastic. Cannot enter the temple. Cannot mix the offering with the single-use plastic. It's a big need time.
Well, I think one of the most powerful scenes from the Pulau Plastic for me when I was watching is when you were talking to the Pamangku, the Balinese priest, and you're telling him about using plastic in offerings, and you were I forget exactly what your line. Maybe you can remind us what you were saying to him about the plastic. Why put plastic in the offerings? It's not connected to God or something. I remember that was a quite important scene in the Pulau Plastic. That was one of the big left impression on me. It's like. Because I think that's one of the most important things is that you have to reach the community before anything happens. Even if governments, they don't do anything if everybody's still using plastic for their daily needs. But have you seen any changes in that? Do you still see plastic in the offerings or?
I mean, it's like the government will do like observe what is the popular ones, because it's how the politics works. What's popular? No, and then if the people wanting it, then they're gonna doing it, right? It's like it's democracy. But in Bali, the one that you watch is from the series because we have a Pulau Plastic series before the big film. So the series is like the first project. Actually, we just in the Bali scale how to communicate this issue through something that the local Balinese can understand. So that's why we're talking a lot with the cultural approach. For example, like in Bali, it's like the ideology of Bali. First, we have Trihita Karana, right? Which is actually universal understanding about care about human, care about nature, and care about the gods and the creation,
spirit world,
the future, the cycles of life. And the second is like in Bali, actually, there is a Urpeti Siti Pralina, something that you create your maintenance, and Pralina can be recycled. It's not can be destroyed. It's not Pralina is not destroyed, but have to be able to be recycled. These are cycles.
It's like kind of reincarnation kind of.
Reincarnation kind of like So anything like your offering, you create something that actually you from India. So all the Bali wisdom is like have strongly influenced with the Hindu from India. The offering should be something that a nature so that's why the offering is leaves, flowers, water, all the organic material. And it means like something that you can pralina, something that you can naturally
create,
naturally
created,
degraded it in the nature. So when you mix plastic in it, is turn something that useful. I mean, something organic is useful, right? Because it's naturally degraded. But when you mix waste, what is sampah? Is if you mix stuff, right? If you separate it, it's become a commodity. The organic can turn into compost or naturally can be in the nature is fine, and then the plastic can be recycled into the new product or something. But when it's mixed, then it's become sampah, waste. So this is the idea. So you make something that, and then you lift it after the offering. Then it's become, which is actually in Bali, the offering should be something that not harm the environment and not the ceremony in Bali. The idea of doing the ceremony is to purify microcosmic our body and macrocosmic the environment, the planet Earth, the universe.
Yeah.
So but in the fact, in the DLHK, Dinas Lingkungan Hidup, the environmental ministry dinas, said like every Odalan, the amount of the plastic waste is increasing 3 times. So it's a contradiction with the purpose of the ceremony, right? To purify the nature, but actually it's ironic. You're adding more. So we don't want to be pragmatic. Say like, then stop the ceremony, though.
Yeah,
you cannot. Of course, the ceremony is aesthetically beautiful. It's our tradition. It's the first idea is to purify. So we trying to keep it beautiful, keep it organic. You just take out of the plastic out of it a little bit. Yeah. Then it's become perfect as origin.
As origins, as it has always been. You know?
Always been, yeah. Like our grandma, like we're not like trying back to the primitive, but it's possible if there is a understanding. Yeah. And especially it's Bali culture, like. There is some rule, right? You go to temple, like some, for example, you can in the plant, like in the what is sign. If you in the bad thought, you cannot enter the temple, or if you have a period, for example, like you cannot go to temple. You have to wearing this one. Yeah. And then if we add like you cannot bring something that harm the environment, like a single-use plastic to the temple, it can be
put up to.
Yeah, and then public. At least maybe there is a discussion, and from the discussion that's become some understanding. Yeah. And we try to bring this heavy topic with the local logic.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite simple though. You know, it's not like it's not like I feel like most of the time sustainability is a really big issue, and it's like taking away the plastic bags and what we have to carry and have to change everything. But with something, I think will have a big lasting impact if you take the plastic away from the offering. And keep it as it has always been, and it's very simple also because you're not changing something. You know, you're not changing a habit. This is a new something that's been added. So it's just like taking away. And then there's also I think what your main point was that this becomes a better offering because it has doesn't have this thing that disrupts maybe the energy flow also.
Totally, that's all the idea. And sometimes like the solution is by just actually the problem is small. You know, say like a healthy plants in your garden, right? Yeah. And then if we see like a bad leaves, yellow leaves, rotten, eaten by the bugs, mostly like sometimes like nowadays, the problem, the tree is under attack. It's broken tree, so they pull out whole tree and then planting a new tree which takes few years or 100 years to grow up like that one. Yeah. But if you see like actually only few leaves is the problem. We just pick that one, pick the bugs, and the tree itself actually is fine. So just by doing small observation and analysis.
Yeah. It also brings the nature, right? So you're very focused in. One of my friends told me you're doing saving orang utang.
Oh, that's the campaign like 10 years ago. It's about our campaign about the deforestation.
So you guys are not doing that anymore?
We're still doing it. Actually, it's still related. We actually with the Iklim now, we promote that more because actually it's Indonesia nation branding. Yeah? It's rainforest. You know, when we're talking about what is Indonesia, what is the good about Indonesia?
Nature.
The nature. We have rainforest. It's like Amazon, Congo, Indonesia have rainforest. And then we have to keep that. That's our nation branding. And then what orangutan? Oh, orangutan is species is only live in Indonesia. Only endemic in Indonesia. There is apes like a gorilla or chimpanzee or bonobo. It's like but orangutan is only asli Indonesia. So it's become our nation branding. And then there's a symbol of what is orangutan is extinct. Then the habitat, the natural habitat rainforest. And then what is related to the nowadays climate issue is Indonesia is the top 10 of the country that contribute carbon emission in the world.
Yeah, because of the traffic.
Not only traffic, yes, traffic, but the biggest is because of deforestation.
Deforestation, okay.
Deforestation and coal mining.
Yeah.
And
I thought there is so much land in Indonesia which is not covered yet. Because, I mean, I feel there's 17,000, more than 17,000 islands in Indonesia. Like, a lot of the people is like, it's like Russia, like nobody still gone through the, what do you say, like places nobody ever visited still. It's like, I feel like in Indonesia also, like there is places like remote areas which nobody been. It's more natural. Except Bali, it's getting more and more carbon emission. But I was like a Jakarta, it's more carbon emission.
Jakarta besar. Bekasi. Air quality index 150.
Like his song. It's a kota metropolitan.
Yeah, the Jakarta song I heard. It's like most of the big cities is the more carbon emission, but I feel still Indonesia is one of the top countries also is like preserving nature.
Yes, yeah, some initiative, yeah. But compared to the almost 300 millions, maybe it's not priority yet.
Yeah.
But still, we believe like people care about this one, and then we just want to maintain that one because mostly when in the modern days right now is people like so many distractions, so many priority, and then sometimes we always choose and in the people give option. Which one you choose? Economic growth or natural conservation?
Money.
Yeah, which one? It's always become a question, right?
The other hand.
Natural economic growth or natural conservation? Which one are you going to choose?
I'm going to choose nature, but
not everyone.
Okay. That's the idea, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it's like the question is not correct.
Yeah.
Because what is according to the economy textbook, what is the economic action? Economic action is the activity of the human to achieve prosperity, right? And the prosperity, according to the economy textbook, is a condition where all needs fulfilled. So many needs. And then the three prime needs are food, clothes, and housing, right? The prime needs, according to the textbook.
Yeah.
Which is, from these three, which is more primer?
I mean, people choose or which is more primer?
Clothes, housing, food. Which
of
one?
course.
Of course,
Food.
Food, right?
Yeah.
Without food, you still live even you're naked.
Yeah.
Especially in Canggu. Canggu and Ubud. Okay. Food, okay?
Yeah.
Agree, right?
Yeah.
And then where the food coming from?
Nature.
Nature,
Yeah.
from the land, from the ocean.
Yeah, rice and like.
So back again, the action of economy, who destroy the nature, is not according to the ideal condition of the what is the meaning of economy. So this, I think, something wrong with this question.
Yeah.
But people look at it as like money first. I don't know, in economy you didn't mention the money in there.
Money is a tool.
But people think money can buy the food, but they don't think where the food is coming from. It doesn't matter to them for them. They can, if they have money, they can spend more money to get like let's say the coffee was 10 years ago, but probably 1,000.
Yeah.
Now it's 40K. Just imagine that like people has money, they can buy it.
Yeah, but the coffee is coming from the farmer than nature.
Well, but they're not looking at like that.
Yeah. So that's why it's like the idea, the perspective of people becomes smaller right now. I mean, I don't want to trying to be.
I think we gotta make people put their hands together.
Yeah.
How to take this side and put it together. How can you have economic growth from nature? And especially, I think you can get this done in Indonesia with such natural resources and making sure that like not take advantage of nature, but the preservation of nature continues to support the economy here. You know, I think that's the way forward, maybe.
Yeah, or maybe like there is a lot of movie, or a comic book, like to give this is like an explicit message about this one, right? Yeah. For example, like a zombie movie. Nobody care about money. People just care about food. In the situation like a pandemic, like when the it's a stage of our civilization. Yeah. What is fragile? So people just back again to the farm. Like before the pandemic, the amount of the young people who doing the farming is only 3%. Continue their parents that the farmer. Yeah. But during the pandemic, the driver, the guide, back to the village and fishing again. This is a taste actually in what is actually what is fragile and what is not fragile. And according to the zombie movie, or there is a Donald Duck series. I have a time where this uncle, the rich uncle, is collect all the money in all town, and the people actually don't care anymore about the money; they care about the food. So
maybe they need to make a Marvel movie with agriculture, farmer superhero. You know?
I mean, even like the rich people, the master of the cryptocurrency, they still need food, like a real food, right? They cannot do digital food. And then the food is very fragile. It's coming from the nature. So I mean, it's like I believe this is people understand this one, but sometimes the distraction is.
But do you think right now the population growth is slowing down? Like even like China fall back on like 3 or 4 spots back because their population growth is slowed down. Do you think by population growth slowed down, then more people, the land will be more important? Because I feel like the population increases, you need more houses, more things to do, more factories to build stuff. The population growth slows down, the nature becomes the first choice because I would love to live in nature.
I mean, same like Mahatma Gandhi says, like the world is enough for human needs, but not enough for one human greed. So it's not about the population, but about the mentality of the system right now. Like even like a small amount of people, but greed cannot accommodate what the world provides, right? I don't know.
Is there a way that everything, nature and also the economy growth can work together and find a way that like the Swara festival, it's like more sustainability and it's also new technology kind of, right? So is it able to be possible to do that? Because I feel like you both guys are working in the same sustainability.
I mean, what he's talking about is exactly what we're doing, but for more electronic music. I think he's got the rock and the live music side of it. But you know, I think that if we're talking about Indonesia and it's all the rainforest and all this, there's what you're talking about, the carbon offsets. This is something that what we need to figure out is what's the best way that you can make money off of nature by keeping it. You know, I think the more we destroy, the more we take away. You know, there will be a time that like the rainforests are worth more as they are standing than taking them down. You know,
because I seen one of the new technologies invented. I'm not sure the exact country. They're building a house with a moss on it, like which will absorb all the carbon dioxide and everything, and keeps the nature, but also building a big building with the nature on it. So, I mean, I hope that becomes the future, but
I mean, it's like I believe there is a kindness in human, and then human as a species also, we don't want to be extinct, right? We always find a way how to survive, and so that's why, like, I'm kind of like influenced by the movie, like a Studio Ghibli movie, like Mononoke. There is no blaming of the people. There's always a value. Even in the beginning of the movie, it looks like the antagonist character, but actually they have kindness to what they're doing and then trying to make it balance. The problem is like what is the natural distraction right now is because, like what you said, people too much take than what they give back. So as long as you take and then what you give is equal,
like a balance,
then I think this is what we call sustainability, right?
This is why we call the yin and yang. You know?
Sustainability.
It has to go together.
You make guitar, harvest from the wood, like all wood,
And then you sing a
plan
song
like
about-
yes, I use the song. I use the song about sustainability, and then the wood providers, when they take one tree, they plant 30 new tree.
Nice. Tree.
To maybe from the 33, maybe only 60% survive. Yeah, in the nature. So more, the value is simple mathematics. Yeah. The value is what you take,
What you give.
less
Yeah.
what you give.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
people
So
love to take.
more you.
Yeah.
You give less what you take.
Yeah.
So more you give, less you take, equal your value as a human.
Yeah. So where this has a goal with so your Navicula has been 26 years, and do you think you're gonna more focused on the sustainability and also the music, or only morely focused on sustainability?
I love music, but I do what I love. I love what I do, but I care about this issue.
Yeah.
So why not combining all? I mean, it's like we still can have fun and be environmentally friendly, right? I mean, like as a human, we also not forget that the world is our playground.
Yeah.
The world is where we live, but don't shit where you eat. I mean, like, and also when we have kids, then how if we are lucky live in Bali, it's a beautiful place, and I also want my kid also can still enjoy this beauty, and then I think this. Just stay human. When a human want to play, we have a creation, we have a self-actualization, but how to keep it sustainable? I mean, it's just I believe there is this kind of kindness in human. So many ethics, like right or wrong based on the law, right? Based on the agreement, right? Norm, law, religion, whatever you take as a norm. But also there is other ethic, like what is kind and what is in kind is based on our heart, intuition. And also there is other ethic called what is correct and incorrect. So based on the time, place, and situation right now. Maybe it's like I've talked like this one issue like 20 years ago when Navicula first started and nobody give a shit. Like what you talking about? But now is the time because it's become, everybody suddenly become, oh man, we need to change now, or we need to something action now. So it's so many ethics too. So,
but do you think we're too late? You know, because like you say, everyone's acting now. Are we because we fucked it up so much? Now we have to.
I have that skeptical in my like even we do it now too late. It's like I'm telling my apocalyptic spiritual.
But you're the one who sees. Okay, so you're the one who's on stage, sees the kids in the mosh pit, sees the kid in the audience. You're the one giving the education. What do you see in them? Do you see hope? Do you see change? Do you see the message getting into the head?
Every generation has their own revolution, but at least we passing something of a spirit. There is a value. The ritual. The ritual is the how people execute thing, or how people out there do the revolution or
But
their
he
progress.
also encourage his friends to make a better environmental issue like that.
Because I feel like these days it's more talk than more doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do you think about that? Like,
I agree, because I have more talk about what singing when talk, right? But
the education getting lost, I feel like.
yeah, but actually that's the ritual. People have freedom to, our generation have freedom to do their revolution, to do their what they're doing. But the ethic and then the understanding, I think is still same. Yeah, we want better life. We care about human. We care about nature. This is how we make this planet is a better playground. Of course, we can be skeptic, but for me personally, I'm doing this one. We're doing this podcast because we still have hope, right? If not, I just better sleeping in my house right now. Tidur siang, have coffee. My beautiful, I live in Ubud, beautiful place. Nah, but for me personally, we know this late, but later in my kids' generation, at least I already tried something. That this is, I do my best to pass beautiful. Even it's fail, but I want my kids know that I had already tried my best. Rather than doing nothing, right? And then they're gonna blame. It's like, oh, wow, this is our parents' failure. Yeah, this is a big mess, you know.
Are you scared for your kids, like for the future?
Of course, I think every parents will have a worry about that one. Even like we don't know. We it's like releasing an arrow, right?
Yeah.
We just aiming, but when we releasing it, we
You don't know
up to the up to where you go. You don't know. But now responsibility as a parent is aiming, right? And then after that, terserah lah. Up to you lah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm scared for the future also, and also like sometimes, like I see this all the. I mean, you go into the ocean, you see the trash, and you pick it up, but the next day it comes on to the ocean, puts back on it. Like some days I lose hope. I would love to have more hope than like less hope, because the more I see it, the more hope dies. So what do you think about that? Like, because I mean, we're trying so hard, but is trying gonna fix it?
Yeah, but sometimes we got inspired by people that still doing that one. For example, like I watch my friends Gary and Sam doing the Sungai Watch in Instagram. Like, oh, this kid, like, we inspired by that kind of action. Or Navicula, my band, we just make it about song, like a Dynasty Matahari, everything, and then a friend supporting it, like him. Yeah. I really love the song of Dynasty Matahari, so Dynasty of the Sun. It's about the campaigning the renewable energy, and then he said like, I love the movie The Pulau Plastic, and then he actually make me a guitar. He's an amazing luthier. Make me a guitar, bro. I make a present for you. I made this guitar.
Representing the Dynasty Matahari.
Representing the Dynasty Matahari with the logo of our galaxy there, like a Mercury, Venus, or Mars, Jupiter, like in the beautiful, and then less plastic as possible. Yeah. Maybe it's like when we tired, like what I think nobody gonna give a shit what I'm singing, but somebody give me a present is adding the fuel, like let's go do it again. I mean, it's like of course we need a friend that and then inspiration. Yeah, this is why in the movie we have always hope. You know. Failure in the climax of the movie, and then suddenly, okay, we rise again as the human. Yeah, I think that's very human, natural human. Yeah, and
because it's very inspiring.
Yeah,
I was like, I got inspired by people like you two, or you, like this podcast. I'm watching it. Oh, there is some good initiative. Actually, humans still lots of hope, but of course, natural one time. It's not gonna work. It's useless. But I mean, when we think that everything useless, so we don't have a passion. I think when we don't have a passion, that's just our biggest fear, right? It's like don't do anything.
Well, I think that one of the main things is that there is a lot of fear in the media actually about, like, I mean, of course, this is why I like Bali, because you can see the plastic problem on the beach. You know, it's very visual. But for people in like cities, they don't necessarily see the problem as much, and they're also kind of like they give a lot of fear into what is happening. It's like just keeping people scared is better, and they give a lot of fear about the environment. But actually, with all the work that's been going on, there is actually a lot of really good things that's been happening for the environment. And of course, there should be the fear to keep this trend going, making sure things good. But if they actually, as much as you read or heard the news about environmental destruction, if you heard about the environmental protection that's also happening at the same time, I think you'd have a little bit more hope and love. And then when we have hope and love, I think more people get into it. Like, oh yes, there is something good happening, and gets more people involved. But you know, people get scared sometimes.
I think for what it is, like try your best and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
No, I know. It's like and keep it fun.
Yeah.
And then it's also when you feel related to the issue.
Yeah.
But sometimes like nowadays people just want to hear what they want to hear, and then suddenly I don't want to listen about this issue, and suddenly when that problem is getting to them, suddenly they freak out. I mean, it's like you ignore this. It's like a deny this issue. Then when it's become problem, then you freak out. It's like who you gonna blame?
Yeah.
And then I mean, it's like the one who lose less in the difficult situation is the one who prepared before. So. And then I just feel like what we can do as now is like do what we love, do your passion, and then put just a little bit care.
Yeah.
What you care about.
Yeah.
If you care about sustainability issue, which is what I'm doing, just combining it, and that's. Keep it rock and roll. Keep it fun. It's not fun. It's not rock and roll.
What's your simple pleasures? Yours personal simple pleasures, like. What makes you happy? Like simple things.
So many things, dude.
That's not
orgasm. Orgasm. Means like when you're hungry, you get nice food. When you tired, you can sleep. You have a nice place to sleep. When you have some idea, you have infrastructure to release your idea. I mean, simple pleasure is like.
Like having a coffee, watching people.
Having coffee when you want to have a coffee, but if you like, you already have 5 glasses of coffee and the 6th glass is not, it's too much, right? And then it's just you wake up in the morning, you sleep at night, but in the between you do whatever you love.
Yeah,
that's a simple pleasure.
Like just going by flow.
It's going by flow, but also, and then adding first like we do. Oh, we can do this. Same like art, right? We do art, and then we developing our skill of art. We know from the art, we making a commercial art, and then from the commercial art, we make a fine art, which is actually valuable more. And then after that, you gonna add the pleasure again. I just don't want to make a commercial art, fine art. I want to make like a art that impacted people, impacted the planet, something that I proud. Like for me, the fine art is the art that not just aesthetically good, but also impacted social and then environment. You're gonna adding the level. Like chef, I want to make a delicious food. I want to make the food that somebody can buy. And then suddenly you add, I just not want to make just delicious food, but also delicious food, but nutritious. And then you add again, and not just delicious food, nutritious, but also the material from this food is responsible for the farmer, is close to, from the table to the garden. And then you adding the value, and then when it's developing, so you're not just making shit, but also making shit that making not shit. Shit also beneficial, maybe can be compost. You're just making stuff, but also stuff that not only make you satisfied, but also impactful.
Yeah, because the more you expect you to become, the more you get disappointed. No? Because I feel like for me, it's very simple. I have a coffee, one coffee, not 5, one coffee, and just watch people is the simplest things. Like it's let the world go by and don't worry about too much. For me, it's simple pleasure. It's like having a coffee, watching rain, you know.
Oh, imagine it's like all the people like you in the world, maybe there is no war, there is no conflict. Because everybody just, it's like the era when the world, the early, I mean, it's like you say, like Bob Marley sing, every little thing's gonna be alright.
Because
only little thing, not big thing. The big thing needs to be fixed.
I'm trying as much as best I can doing this to like put good message out there, but I feel like good message always get lost. Like people ignore the good message. People like to go and look for the hate.
Go on for
look for the hate, like good for somebody's commenting on something not good, and they're like, oh, I like this, let me comment on it. Like
I don't have any judgmental about this one. This is just as long as it's not impact you negative, this is just for fun or something. But I mean, but we cannot like preachy, or we cannot like ask people to do this is what right and wrong. I mean, it's like it's what is make people happy. This is the goal of life is about happiness, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes like the happiness for one people, if this too big, they're gonna have a conflict with other people happiness. So how to make it balance?
So what's your goals with Navicula itself?
Oh man, what's the goal of Navicula? I just want to
Like you wanna do it
music.
like lifetime, or you wanna get retired at some point?
Tired?
Retired, not tired.
Man, I still love to play music. It's
Yeah.
my passion.
Because Jering said he's gonna retire when he was 65, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He wants to get retired at 65.
but if you still have fun,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's like everybody has their own goal, phase of life. Yeah. In Bali tradition, like I have a brahmachari when you learn about something, and grihasta when you have as a parents responsible to take care of a family or doing your career in the peak of the blooming, and then after that one you're gonna okay, enough the world, I gonna do the vanaprastha. It's like only thinking about the phase of life. Everybody can. Everybody can choose this become the phase of life, but.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still enjoying music, and I think like I want to be like Rolling Stones. I'm so like inspired by oh man, that guy still move. Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful thing to see or to have the opportunity to still do our passion until we.
Well, what do you think about the current music scene, and for new bands who are starting now? Like, imagine when you started 26 years ago, the people who are starting now, is there anyone who inspires you from the young generation? Or do you think that the young generation has enough support or audience also?
Yeah, so, I mean, we see like nowadays we have access for something new, yeah. Like 26 years ago, if I want to learn about the music references, is very limiting what is available in the music store.
Yeah.
Or we learn about the technical. I want this effect, this pedal board, and also I want to buy. I have money, but nobody store selling it yet. But nowadays it's like so many references in YouTube. I mean, it's like so, and then of course the output, the new musician is growing, yeah, so much. I mean, it's like with the infrastructure and the information and education, you nowadays is developing so much. And then I also need to something always as an artist keep me inspired by what is new. And then now it's so many new things like a tsunami, and it's excited.
Yeah.
And then but developing, and then sometimes like now AI robot can make a nice music too. Terminator.
But what do you think about that?
Skynet.
What do you think about AI creating the music now? It can create a sound of a human and make a song out of it. What do you think about that?
Artificial intelligence. Oh my god. I said before, like the world is our human playground. Yeah, people are excited with the new thing. Of course, it's gonna affecting the industry, but back again to my ideality. So human also want to develop their quality. If now, as a journalist, a cloud can make a short news, what, where, when, why. How, and then me as a journalist, if the robot can do that, I have to can do better than that.
Yeah.
So if I journalist, I will ask question that more personally, more that the cloud very limiting. Yeah, AI also, I can make music. This one. I can make a song. But for me as a human, if we want to develop more than that, I want to make art that impactful for the social and environmental. It's not just. Back again to that one, and then I think the definition of fine art, if the robot can make a fine art, artificial intelligence can make fine art now, then the definition of fine art should be bigger than what is existing right now.
Because the only thing difference between AI and us is the emotions. They are smart as humans, but they're not emotional. What if in future they
In the future, they have emotional.
Yeah.
Then we
Become more emotional.
more spiritual, more spiritual. And then
See you cry.
enough robot. Now human can make a Gandalf. Witchcraft. AI cannot.
instead of humans fighting humans now, we're gonna fight AI in the future.
Witchcraft, black magic, the revival, the revival of Santet.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like as long as it's balanced, as long as it's sustainable. I mean, it's worrying a bit, but maybe the worrying can be changing into something new. I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, like, nobody knows about it.
Selling more music before there is a new Navicula made by AI.
Navicula
Gonna steal our job.
Well, so we talked about the music scene, and now let's from the last time that I actually met with you, we were doing another documentary about low tourism in Bali, and was Bali during the pandemic, and like about how to make Bali survive during this time of low tourism. Now, if I'm thinking back to that time, it's kind of like a whole entire flip to what is going. When we were last talking, we're talking about I remember we were talking to some government about how to bring tourism back, and now we're at the time where the government's talking about stopping tourism. So.
It looks like you don't want to get into it.
Yeah, no, it's like you already interviewed Nilu Jalante. Right?
No, I didn't ask the question like that.
Yeah.
Like his question. Like, is Bali being taken over by tourists? Do you feel?
I mean, it's like where everything is become not balanced with the conflict environment or between human when what we take is give more than what we give, right? And then, for example, like Bali, the natural resources of Bali, water, space, road, the area, the green area, everything is only the size, like the size of the island. And then the ability of one area is only can accommodate like this much of people. And then more people, then it's of course there is a conflict for the resources, for the work opportunity. So I mean, it's like the job of the government also is have to thinking about what is the capacity of this island can provide to make it more sustainable. So maybe it's like to make it back again to the nature and then cultural tourism, rather than mass tourism, right? And then the conflicts is happen when the design is not thinking about this aspect, and also the regulation is made to preventing this kind of thing, right? But when the regulation, the system doesn't work, then there is a new law, especially right now in the social media, that take over. Because the system doesn't work. And then this is creating, I mean, it's like, it's very natural, yeah? And for me, it's like, if we make the ideal condition, everybody already have their role. The government make a regulation, make a design, the tourism make we back to the quality over the quantity tourism. Quality over the quantity tourism. And then make, of preventing the social conflict or that's the government job, right? And then if that system is work, then it's preventing, for example, like nowadays, because there is a untrust, or so there is a solution that coming from the public, and then a public need it because public is the one who pay the government, right? I mean, it's like it's needed, but actually it's like if the system the system work, the government do their job to preventing there is a social conflict in the community. That's the ideal condition, yeah. And especially it's very unique because nowadays everybody has a camera. Nowadays everybody can comment. I mean, it's like the tourism problem, like conflict, it's already happened on the long time before, right? But at the time, maybe on the 90s, people fight in the street, like in the Kuta Legian. The situation is very local. The problem is solved directly on that area, small scale. So nowadays it's like a share, and then even people that never come to Bali, never understand about the Bali culture, contributing the solution. It's creating the chaos, and then because it's so many, then the argument of the public, this is the right, because so many people give advice about the solution, you know. So it's creating the kind of like a chaos, conflict, chaos. And actually, me, I just want, everybody has the kindness. Everything is good, but when the role of this division low, implementing the government, I believe like a government trying hard to do their job, Maybe the problem of the government now, I cannot, it's too busy. I'm a government, it's too busy. Because it's unmanageable, because is, for example, you invite Open Bali, mass tourism, a lot of people, of course, is the size of your job is become unmanageable, right? So the government means like you size the job, you control the amount of the people, limiting something that you can control. And then the road, if too many crowd, it's like so then the control of the tax, parking, and then maybe the price of the vehicle is more expensive. The tax or something is like or make a area for walking or public transportation, whatever. I mean, I think the development in Bali is faster than the planning.
Yeah,
that's
you can
make
see
it the conflict.
There's every day there's something new being built. You know, I walk down the street, you know, new villa, new construction site, you know,
new coffee shop.
New coffee shop. 55% increasing. I mean, every karma pala Bali, every reaction, every action have their reaction, which is actually is natural. But I think everybody trying to do their best, that they care, to make it in the ideal situation.
Thank you for being here. If you want to say anything about the new project, it's your...
The new project is called Iklim. So it's like a combining music and then activism. So we're gonna make some workshop with the musician to deliver this heavy issue about environmental, about social, but make it more fun and then popular, and then keep it rock and roll. And and then hopefully after this podcast, my follower in Instagram is Edit. So follow Robi Navicula, Robi Navicula.
We'll tag him.
And follow this podcast to Scoopy Gang, sponsored by Honda.
No one's
sponsored by the guitars.
And R&L Custom Guitar Shop. So if Honda doesn't want to sponsor you, Scoopy Gang sponsored by Yamaha.
Scoopy Gang is sponsored by me. Me, my mom and dad, just me. No, just me.
By TJ. Okay,
rock and roll, guys, and thank you for Robi being here, and
Ruli
from
the RL Guitar Shop. He just made my new guitar now. Welcome to the Many Guitars Club.
Thank you for making guitars and making.
Thank you very much.
And,
thank you for all of you.
Thank you for Halim.
Thank you, Halim.
Thank you for TJ.
Thank you. Please subscribe. Please listen to the music, and please work towards the sustainability of the climate change, and please act towards climate emergency. And thank you. We'll see you guys next week. Suksama. Sampai jumpa.
Suksama.